guide. And she comes up and she just says, "The time is November 15th, 1897. Steps aside. That when you hear the time, that's the time
That's
for
your
action.
cue.
That's what
That's
I
your
thought.
cue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the time is 1897.
Teresa, have you seen the new shoes at Fountain and Johnson on 4th Street? They have Nova Scotia seal cork sole.
That is the most delightful store. What a place of economy. They're selling Scotch plaid fabric for 25 cents a yard and Klondike plaid for only 10 cents a yard. And they have all the up-to-date colors. Hello, Mr. Porter.
Oh, hello, ladies. So nice to see you.
How are you and how's your family? Do
Oh.
you ever hear from them?
Oh, I've been in America for so long and away from Norway. I've lost touch with folks back there. Don't even know if I have any family left anymore. Oh, hey.
Oh, Mr. Porter, you've dropped your envelope. You have over $50 in here. What's it for?
Thank you, Mrs. Clark. Good day, ladies. Hey, nosy damn ladies.
Why would Mr. Porter have so much money on him?
Well, he's not indigent. He's got the ranch in Fulton and no family to care for except himself.
Maybe he's going to buy more property. Sometimes he's peculiar.
Perhaps. Hattie, have you heard the news that Carruthers and Company is going out of business? They're having a goodbye sale.
I don't care. I'd rather get my winter coat at Keegan Brothers. They have top shelf quality. None of the half-made stuff that comes from the slums of Chinatown. I read in the newspaper that the U.S. Department of Agriculture made Luther Burbank the vice president of the Fumological Society so he can study new plants.
And why not? He's the plant wizard.
Oh, there, my dear. You know, someday you'll be growing. You'll know what it's like to be up all night caring for your sick child. What's that reflection? Oh my God, it's James Porter's ranch. It's a mess of flames. Oh no!
When the sun rose on Tuesday morning, it disclosed one of the most awful accidents in the history of the county. It shone upon the blackened ruins of the home, and amid the burned debris was bits of charred and broken bones, and one ghastly relic of a larger size than shown a human life had been sacrificed to the fire fiend. This was the quote in the newspaper the next morning.
Teresa, have you heard the epidemic of rumors going around town? They say James Porter has been murdered.
Murdered?
Yes, murdered. They said that James Porter is a miser and he hid large sums of money in his house and his ranch. Some people heard about it and they went to rob him, but instead they killed the old man and set the house on fire to cover up the crime.
Oh, I hope the sheriff will get to the truth of this.
Porter Young, I just like very much what I'm going to say. I wouldn't be saying it if it weren't for the rumors going around about murder and arson.
Mr. Proctor, what do you know?
I have to confess to the world that James Porter was inebriated on the day he died. I knew Mr. Porter well and lived near him for a number of years. He was an old sea captain and drank a good deal. I often wondered how he aged as well as he had. He lived all alone and had several medical afflictions.
Mr. Proctor, I will need you to be a member of the coroner's inquest board set for this afternoon in my office. Thank you, citizens, for participating in the inquest board to determine the death of James Porter. Mr. Watson, you are the neighbor who saw Mr. Porter's house ablaze, walls and roof collapsing.
Yes, and when we rushed there and could find no trace of him, we feared the worst. You know, he suffered from the rheumatism, and he was blind in one eye. I had spoken to him many times about the dangers of living by himself, but he just ignored me. It was his nature to use profanity, but in spite of that, he was a wonderful neighbor. He often said to break down his fence to get to him to ask for a favor. He was kind to a fault.
Mr. Proctor, will you share your information with us?
Well, I saw James Porter in town on Monday and conversed with him. He was drinking heavily of intoxicating liquors. He went home in a state of inebriation.
Did he ever talk of ending his life?
No, and in fact, once before this fatal fire, he came near to being burned alive. He had toppled a lantern, which began a house fire, and without the timely intervention of his neighbors, he would have certainly perished. He kept little at his home of value that would tempt criminals to murder and arson.
But we saw Mr. Porter that day with $50 in his possession.
Well, he received a mortgage redemption. He bought a new suit, some merchandise, a new horse. The remaining money was being deposited in Exchange Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you this. It is apparent that the victim fought for his life and was almost free of the fiery furnace when he dropped helpless or was suffocated. The fire started in his bedroom in the front of the house, and I found his body in the kitchen at the rear near the sink. He may have been hunting water to quench the fire or blindly groping for the kitchen door and his escape path. Porter was well-to-do, and his bank examination records show all the appropriate transactions. The theories of theft are disproven. The collecting of remains was a difficult matter, as many of the bones turned to ash as soon as they were touched. James Porter was not in the best of health. It is reasonable and plausible that Mr. Porter, being under the influence of alcohol, suffering from rheumatism and old age, partially blind, accidentally set fire to his house and was unable to get out of the building in time to save his life. I conclude that this death was accidental. Are we all agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. Gotta wait for us.
Oh. Okay, tell them. Wait for you. Clap. Okay, then they come up, the lead guide would say, James Porter was from Norway when he immigrated to America around 1845. He was an early California pioneer traveling here from the East Coast in 1849. He moved to Sonoma County in 1887, bought a ranch in Fulton. He never married, had no known relatives, and left no will. At the time of his death, Mr. Porter was 74 years old. His assets totaled about $8,000, which is a hefty sum in 1897. Whatever happened to this estate? The answer is unknown. Perhaps one of you will take up the investigation and solve this mystery, and that might be the next story on Darkside. Okay. Now, where do you want